Hey, my name's Mike, and I'm doing a little video on LifeProof flooring. I've installed some in my house, and I've learned a few things in doing this that they weren't showing on their videos on how to do it. So I've got some tips and tricks on how to do things and how to get it done a little bit better. So I'm going to show you what I've done and then a little bit about how to do it real quick, and maybe this will be helpful for you. Because, like anything, there's a learning curve, and as you do some, then you get a little better as you go along. So just let me show you real quick. I'm gonna flip the camera around. This is what I've done so far. We started over there at the sliding glass door, moved across this room, and stairs around there. We'll get onto that. I'll show you more of that, through the kitchen, down into the bedroom. Let's see, we'll just show you tools. Okay, I found that this little tool here, this guy, much better than the jam cutter. When you're doing double cuts, we got a razor knife here, right? For most of your cutting, but this other tool worked really well when you needed to do an L shape out of something, or under jams and everything. I mean, it worked really good for all that. Rubber mallet hammer, this worked fine. In a pinch though, I had left my rubber mallet hammer on a job site, and so I took my regular hammer and I just put about 6 coats of duct tape, some Gorilla duct tape over the end of this. Actually worked very well. I even liked it a little bit better than the rubber hammer, but you got to be a little careful with your striking. First, I'll tell you, the LifeProof flooring is excellent. I found it to be an excellent product. The quality control is excellent. I found very few, maybe only 2 minor defects in the product, so it worked extremely well, went together very nicely, and I'm very impressed with it. So I'm going to go install a couple pieces. The block of wood they show on their video, have a nice block of wood. You're rarely going to need it, okay? Don't depend on this. You won't need it if you do it. I found you do it the right way, you hardly ever need this. And I started relying on it early, and that's where I made some mistakes. And then a good square for cutting worked really good. A good tape measure, accurate. This stuff is precision, so you gotta, they make it a really precise product. So treat it so, and make good cuts. And then of course a big T-square for your long cuts. If you don't have one of those, something like that helps a lot for your long cuts. I'm gonna go just install a couple pieces real quick. Let me show you, and then I'll show you some of the other tricks that I did along the way. Okay, we'll go in another room here. All right, I'm kind of set up here. Get you focused, I hope. So first thing I want to show you is the flooring. See how it slides together like this? You can groove it in, snap it in, and then it'll slide. I'll show you that, but that can be very handy for a couple things. But look at, see how it's kind of holding up there? It's not flat. Tip this down a little bit. I'm better at floors than I am at cameras. So, when you put it together, you see how it's got this springiness to it? It's not all the way installed. You can see a gap here. So when you get it in all the way, the springiness goes out. So if there's still springiness in it and it's not laying flat, you've got a little gap somewhere, okay? See now, once I kind of just jiggle it, so it's kind of that upward angle and jiggle it in. That helps a lot, okay? I'm going to install this piece right here, same way, and then we'll do our first seam. I'll show you how we do that. So same thing. I'm not going to worry too much about that end. I'm just going to get it in and then slide it to where I want it, that 1/4 inch gap, and then set it down. Little tiny little piece of something in there. You don't want anything, nothing in there. Dog hair, anything is too much. I put tape on it in between working. If I pause, I'll tape my edges. Yeah, just get it in there, slide it in. Now that one went down perfect. Nothing, no springiness, it just laid right down the way you want it. If there's any springiness in it at all, check 3 places. Here, here, and this, the last seam. That's a spot that you always want to look at. Where the previous pieces are seamed together, pay attention to that spot. It's key. Now, next piece, I'm going to do the same thing. Jiggle it into place. And then slide it down to where it touches perfect right here. See if I can get you in a little closer to the action. Okay, so we're looking at this spot right here. We're going to slide it down until it touches, makes contact. As soon as there's 0 gap there, then just that little bit of, I'll show you how I do this. Lift up and jiggle and pull, okay? And you'll feel it. You'll feel that springiness go out of it. And then when this end corner down here is laying down nice, then come back over to here. Once that other end is laying down really nice, come back over here. Look at this corner real careful. Make sure there's no gap, nothing at all. And give it a good strong whack right there. Feel it. Should be perfect. And it is. Double check for any springiness. And you're set. And that's it. If you got any springiness at all, again, watch this spot right here where the last seam was. If you need... Now, if you get this end down, that's it. It's done. It's not coming back up. You're going to break it trying to take it apart. So don't smack that thing down until you're sure where you're going with it, and make sure it's all done. Because then it's done. I broke a couple. I got one apart without breaking it, but it's not easy. So if you get this smacked down and then you've got a little springiness or a little gap opened up, that's where you might take that block of wood, lay it right in against the flooring, not against the lip, and then just drive it, give it a good hard smack, or just go back down to this end, lift. You can still lift and pull and usually get it, and you'll hear it like snap back into place. Okay? So that's the basic set of piece. It's fine. On the other ends, on the side of the room where you started, it's easy because you cut your jambs or you pick up and it goes right underneath. When you get to the other side of the room and you're trying to get underneath stuff, that gets a little trickier. So let's go look at a couple of challenges that I had, and I'll show you how I overcame them. Okay? So, first big challenge here, okay? When you get to this point, you can't slide underneath it anymore. In other words, you can't lay it down into that. Where's my camera? So what I did was, because it slides together, remember I showed you how it slides together? You just, I slid it in rather than lay it over into that, because I can't get, I couldn't pick up the stone. I just slide it underneath the stone. So that's what I did. I was able to just see that piece right there, this one here. Oh. I cut it, I slid it underneath all that stone, and then I tapped it down. So that was trick number one. And that works. And I had to do that on a couple places over on the other side of the room too. I got these beams coming down. I got jambs to get under. And so we just did the same trick, just kind of slide it under. I used that cutting thing to go around my vents. That worked really well. Now, the bigger trick. So we're going along this whole room, right? And going down the hallway here. And then we need to go into the bedroom. Okay? So you can see this piece right here goes through the hall and straight into the bedroom. Around this whole corner here, right? Nice little trick. So, how do we do that? Well, first thing I did is I found this line, pulled a string through all the way through the other end of the bedroom. Just a nice nylon carpenter string that you could pull a nice taut line. Then I measured off that string clear to the other end of the room, because you got to work from that way back, right? So I started bringing it across. Once I got to the door going into the bathroom there, then I was done. I couldn't shift that floating floor anymore. So I had, a good 5 feet of flooring to go, and I was going to be locked into my door. So I took my T-square here, laid it into that groove where the next piece of flooring would go, and it had it extending into the room. So now I had a really sharp line, because this stuff is precision. You got to get it right, exactly. Not close, not pretty close. It had to be exact. So working off that solid straight edge, then I was able to shift what I already put in the other end of the room over there, shift that whole floor until it was exactly what I needed, then continued over, and I was able to make it match up perfect. So I hope this is helpful for you. If you're thinking about LifeProof flooring, and I would highly recommend it. We've got 16 chickens, 2 dogs, 4 cats, horses, pigs. LifeProof flooring sounded like a good idea to me, and it's tough. It's taken the wear and tear so far. The dogs running around with their craziness in here and everything, and they're not making any marks on it. I moved the fridges around, moved furniture around on it. I can't tell a darn thing. So it looks like it's an excellent product. I'm really happy with it. Hope this is helpful. Have a great day.